I heard they called all heads meeting. What's going on?
They're cutting our dicks off.
Dude, I got ripped off on the playground trading Pokemon cards because this kid was like, it's a holographic, and it was diabolical. It looked exactly like a Pokemon card, but it was a sticker. You could pull the whole front of it off. I thought it was a holographic Alakazam. I thought I was like getting a great trade off of him, but I was like, where did you get this? What Pokemon black market are you tapped into?
So it was a sticker?
You could peel the whole front of the card off, and it wasn't a real Pokemon card, but it was shaped exactly like one. In kindergarten.
Well, the thing is, you know where he's at. You just come back. Like,
I know. In retrospect, I don't know why there was no. I mean, I think I'm so non-confrontational that I was probably just like, well, I guess we're not friends anymore. But like, damn.
No, not me. We would have fought.
You had a problem?
We would have fought.
Did you fight? What was the youngest fight you were in?
Well, the youngest fight I was in, I lost. But that wasn't fair.
That's not fair. How old were you, do you think?
I don't know, I was probably like 6.
Yeah, that's a young fight.
Yeah. And I was fighting someone that was older than me. So it was just like, whatever. But all the other ones I think I won or drew.
There you go. Yeah, if you were like a boxer, what's your record, do you feel like? Making you have a series of flashbacks right now.
Yeah, I'm kind of like, okay, there was then and then middle school and then high school.
Yeah.
I'd say 3 out of 4.
3 and 1? That's good.
Yeah.
That's very respectable. I'm 0-0.
No fights ever?
No fights.
What a gentleman.
Yeah, I'm like, to bring it back to Pokemon, I just use Run Away a lot.
I never got into the cards because none of the other kids were into the cards.
Yeah, there has to be a little marketplace for it.
Yeah, and I wanted to because I love the show. I still love the show.
Oh yeah.
But I haven't seen the new show though. Ash is gone now. I don't know if you heard.
Is he dead or he's just gone?
He's not dead. He's still alive.
They're just focusing on some other kid.
Yeah,
Dang.
Which is like controversial.
I mean, yeah, but at the same time, like, if they've aged him at all, it's funny to think he's, like, our age. It's just, like...
He's 30.
He's just damn near 30, just, like, beating the shit out of kids' Pokemon. He's like, smoking, like, I've been doing this too long.
But they don't age him in the show.
He's just always, what, like 12 or whatever?
He's always around that age. But, apparently he does become... like some kind of champion or something.
He wants to be the very best.
Mm-hmm.
So did you grow up religious?
Yes.
What kind?
Southern Baptist.
Okay. Mm-hmm. I'll add that to the tally. I think you might be second, maybe third. But actually, third Southern Baptist. They're currently in the lead.
Really?
Out of my various Chicago comedy friends.
Are we all from the South? Is that why?
I mean, probably. That's where, there's not a lot of Southern Baptists up north. That'd be aggressive.
I mean, we flee to the north.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of former or grew up Southern Baptists up north. They just don't have Southern Baptist churches up here. I guess they just call them Baptists. But it's because there are Baptists up north. Mm-hmm. I guess you wouldn't have the Southern Baptist tag on there.
I think there's like a Baptist church that is like near like Montrose. I thought I saw one, but I don't know.
I think it just for some reason that particular style of church just hits better when it's more humid and it's just hotter more of the year. I don't know what it is about a heavy snowfall that makes people not want to be Baptist, but it's really? Working in the South.
Yeah, that seems to be about right. I think when you say Baptist, it feels hot. It feels muggy. You don't think like cold when you think of Baptist. I think Baptist is different than like Catholic.
Mm-hmm, definitely. Catholic sounds kind of cold and frigid a little bit.
It does sound
Catholic
cold.
Sounds like icicles.
Yeah.
Baptist, well, first of all, if you're going to dunk someone in a tank, you don't want to do that when it's cold.
Right.
Did you get dunked?
I did get dunked.
How old were you when they windmill dunked you?
Maybe 7.
Oh yeah, so forming memories for sure. I just got baptized like as an infant, and then they were like, "You're good."
Yeah, that's probably the easiest way to do it.
Right.
The less traumatic way to do it.
Yeah.
But and then there's 2 ways to do that. You can either have like a pool, or you can go into like a river somewhere.
Yeah, that's the like dramatic. I feel like that's a hardcore way to do it. Because also like I don't know, man. Like I went like tubing in a river not that long ago, like Indiana this summer. Where like you just float, but what you do is you drink the whole time. So it's essentially a river of piss because
everyone's just pissing.
It's just warm piss.
Oh,
so it's like I don't know, man. I don't know if I trust just a given river to be fully dunked in. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. I've seen both, and I prefer neither. But
none of the above.
Yeah, because the pool. The pool is never like a regular pool because I'm from the country.
Where
so
at?
It's like Alabama.
Okay, dude, two Bama boys too. That explains Nick Davis, you know, big beard guy.
Probably.
Yeah, you see him around.
So they would like build these like little pools in the back.
Oh, like specifically for baptism, or that's just the kind of
specifically for baptism,
Wow.
and then they would put like a cover over it. But it was like not proper. Like it was like somebody just came around and just built this in their spare time. You know, like they like dug the hole, and like it worked like a pool, but then it was like it just was kind of like not right. And so they would cover it up, but the grass would still be around it and stuff.
Yeah.
And like spider webs and bugs would get all inside of it.
So it doesn't feel super sacred. It feels like somebody's yard.
Yeah, it feels like someone's yard. Like I don't know if you've seen those videos where it's like a guy that like digs out a pool by himself and he's like living in the jungle or whatever. But
no, I've seen like make a little hut out of like from scratch or whatever, that kind of video. Yeah.
But it was kind of like that. Or you could, like I said, go to the river, the stream or whatever.
Yeah, like "Oh Brother, Where Art Thou" or something. That's
yeah.
I think maybe I'm realizing I just don't like rivers. It's a weird thing to not like, but like I don't know, like. It's like a pond, but it's running away. Like it's like a busy street that's also a lake. I don't know.
Stream is nice though. A stream is nicer than a river.
That's what it is. Maybe a stream. I'm like, that's fine. It's manageable. I could jump across that, or I could find a way across that. A river, like I don't know. Shit goes down in rivers. In movies, horses get swept away and stuff.
Yeah. It has a bad connotation to it.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Oh, I accidentally hit the story lamp. This is
That's nice.
Yeah, isn't that nice?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like we've talked about a lot of good stuff. What? Any good improv scene ideas jump out at what we've talked about?
Just like the navigation of like, how do you want your baptism to go?
Okay, yeah. Oh, I love it. Okay, so thanks for coming in today. We have, as I can see, you're looking through the booklet. We have a ton of different options to fit whatever budget, whatever denomination we want to get you or whoever. Who's getting baptized today? Is it you or
my son?
Your son? Okay, well, yeah.
My son, Joshua.
Joshua.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
That's exciting.
He's turning 5.
Turning 5. Okay, so that helps us in terms of dimensions. He's a pretty normal size 5-year-old, would you say?
He's a bit chubby.
Bit chubby? Okay,
Yeah.
we can totally work that.
He's gonna grow out of it, but
Need a good load-bearing tub for sure.
well, I mean, he's not that big. But it's okay.
I mean, my mistake.
No, that's okay. That's okay.
Yeah. So, how do you want to make this memorable for Joshua? Do we want to do Extreme Makeover Home Edition, where like we know what the kid likes and we can kind of
themes? Like, do you have like a Paw Patrol baptism tub?
Well, if you look behind this,
oh, okay. You have all
these are our current themes. Kind of like when you go to Dairy Queen, you can get a cake of like a few of the big movies. We kind of have that going on, but for baptisms. Anything jump out to you?
He loves Paw Patrol.
Paw Patrol. Mm-hmm.
I think is he too old for Paw Patrol?
5? No one's too old for Paw Patrol.
Okay, well, that's good. I think we'll go with Paw Patrol.
Absolutely. Okay, so you want dogs that are police and firefighters? Is that the premise of Paw Patrol?
I think so. I can't stand it. I hate it.
Oh, I'm sure. I mean, I tell you what, my kids, when they were about that age, were just absolute maniacs for. Who's that guy who makes Ken Burns Civil War documentaries?
Ken Burns?
I cannot stand Ken Burns Civil War documentaries because my little 5-year-old would just eat it up. It was always on.
Wow, that's a advanced child.
Dry. I got a dry boy.
That's not a fun house. Part of the fun of having kids is like being able to enjoy. Like,
it's fun,
stuff.
silly stuff. Exactly. That's what I thought. And then this kid, first of all, he walked out of the womb in a sensible little sweater vest, and just immediately started lecturing everyone on the cleanliness of the room. I might have the least fun son in Alabama.
That sounds terrible.
Enough about me.
Okay.
Paw Patrol.
Paw Patrol tubs.
All right, so we can, if you want, this is kind of a big swing, so it's a little more money, but we can have live dogs dressed as firemen and policemen. We have done that before.
Oh, wow.
So really, like, as though Paw Patrol has come to life. Because we want him to remember this for the rest of his life. Like, I got baptized. And if it's just kind of a vague memory of being like nervous and cold or wet in front of people, they might not have a good association with the church.
Yeah.
But if they remember there was a legit golden retriever, a fireman's hat.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. I want to do that.
You want to do that?
Yeah. But just curious, like, what do you have with the Barbie one?
Oh, my wife loves doing it. She just dresses up as Barbie.
Oh.
And she'll just, move around all stiff and wave and stuff, and it's fun.
Oh.
Yeah.
And the Hulk?
The Hulk, well, the guy who usually does that is unfortunately just passed away, but I'm sure we can find somebody.
Oh, well, that's a bummer.
Have you seen Poor Things or The Lobster?
I haven't.
Okay.
I haven't seen
Have you seen...
I saw Saltburn.
Yes, we do a Saltburn package.
You have a Saltburn package?
Folks, it's always folks, where we smoke weed and tell Bible stories. My name's Scoochie Boochie. DJ King is here. Thanks for doing the show. How are you feeling?
I feel good.
Yeah?
I feel nice, yeah.
We both took a little edible, not that long ago, which is a nice change of pace. I usually been having people smoke tiny little hot little joints, and I totally agree with what you said. Like, it's burning, coughing. It's not good.
Yeah, I cough more than regular people.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I just people are like, "Are you okay?" And so I just,
it ruins the vibe a little bit?
Yeah, it ruins the vibe a little bit. When people are like, "I'm concerned for your health. Should we all be stopping?"
And you're just waving them off like...
That's fine.
So yeah, I'm sort of gradually cresting into this edible. I have no idea how long we've been going, and it'll be an interesting test of because I had that with my girlfriend. We're hanging out. Like, if we take an edible at the same time, I'll start thinking stuff's that's usually not that funny is funny before her. You know what I mean? Like a joke that's like a 4 out of 10. I'll start dying at it. You're ahead of me.
But for me, it's like I get very heady. I get very I actually come up with some pretty good sketch ideas.
Oh, yeah.
But I also think I go into rabbit holes of just thinking about stuff that I shouldn't be thinking about when I'm high.
Absolutely.
Just how if aliens came down to the planet, they would think that we were savages because of how we just wipe ourselves, like little things, stuff that we think is just so normal.
I really thought you were gonna say because of war and violence. You're
that
no,
too.
But
how we clean ourselves, they would just be like, "You touch it down there, and you just waste paper that way."
Paper and water, just
you use a gallon of water for every poop you take. That's
every piss.
Crazy. Why don't you just shit outside? Yeah.
Let's get into the good book. Ordinarily, we cast lots to see who's going to go first, but like I was saying earlier, your story is right after where I'm already in, because I'm just working through chronologically. Okay. I started at the very beginning, because I'm always the host, so I've just been whatever hasn't been told as I go along. So I'm in Genesis. You said you were going to do 19, right?
Yeah.
So I'm right there. I just did 15, and I'm just going to do a lightning 16, 17, 18.
Okay.
And feel free to interrupt as much as you like.
Okay, cool.
Please interrupt.
No, I think I just want to hear the good word. Thank you.
Yeah, I came here for one reason alone, to crack up with the good. We didn't get into your religious background at all. We just went baptism. Anyways, we'll get back to it. Okay. Baptist, though. It says a lot. Okay, so we got Abram.
Okay.
God's been telling him for a few chapters now, you're going to be the guy, you're going to have a ton of kids, and I'm going to give you this land, Canaan. But Abram's old, and so is his wife, and she hasn't been able to have any kids. So she's like, well, we got to make this happen. So she has an Egyptian maidservant named Hagar. I know it sounded like it was going to be such a sexy name, and then it just hits like a bag of bricks.
But the Egyptian maidservant.
Yeah.
That's such a description. You know what I mean? It's just not a servant, not an Egyptian servant, but an Egyptian maid servant.
Yeah. So in her job description, they described also her gender where she's from. It's okay.
It's she's serves them tea and stuff, but also maybe a handy.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's a little
what is that? Yeah, servant.
It's like saying French maid. It's okay, you could have just said maid.
Yeah, you could have just said maid.
So then Sarai, Abram's wife, is like, you go have kids with my husband Abram because we got to get some kids in here. And
not to interrupt you too much,
please.
But the Bible is big on people having sex with people that aren't their wives or like the appropriate person to have sex with.
Yeah.
But that's okay.
There's a lot of just like, well, we need babies.
Yeah. It's
no
like a whole
matter
lot
what.
We gotta have babies no matter what, even if we have to do the most horrible stuff imaginable.
Yeah, we haven't even got to the one of like the daughters that get their dad drunk.
That's in mine.
Is that in yours?
Yes, in mine. Yeah.
Okay, spoiler. Man, your chapter is loaded. It has some of the goat debauchery in the whole Bible. How's it going? Hope you're enjoying the show so far. If you like Holy Smokes with Scoochie Boochie, hit like, hit subscribe, drop a comment, a review. All those free things help us out a lot. This part of the episode is for sale. If you want me to do an ad read, hit me up, holysmokespod@gmail.com. If you got a business, you got a show coming up you want to promote, maybe in Chicago, I can do that for you, and it is very affordable, holysmokespod@gmail.com. If you hate this part, where there's an ad, I got good news for you. We have ad-free full episodes on our Patreon, patreon.com/holysmokespod. At the Deacon tier, that's $5 a month. You get ad-free full episodes, a promo code for discounted Scoochie Boochie merch, including t-shirts and posters, and also monthly bonus videos you can't get anywhere else. They're only on the Patreon. September. This month's bonus Patreon video is another 6-pack of Stand Up for Plants. Here's a little taste. You can tell what type of party it is by whether the chips are in bags or bowls. The chips are in bowls, it's a girl party. Take your shoes off. Chips are still in the bag? Hope you like FIFA. So, if you join the Holy Smokes Patreon today, you get a backlog of 18 exclusive Stand Up for Plants bits, plus 2 30-minute episodes talking about Christian rap with Eric Tetherow. And for $12 at the Disciple tier, you get a custom cameo of me, Scoochie Boochie, saying whatever you want, within reason. All right. So, Abram agrees. He's like, yes, I will have sex with the Egyptian maidservant. He said, bet. No problemo on his end.
If I have to.
Do I?
If I have to have sex with this sexy Egyptian maidservant.
But I love my 80-year-old wife so much. And so then she gets pregnant, and right away it's bad vibes. She's despising Sarai, and so they're kind of like at odds. But then Sarai says to Abram, you're responsible for the wrong I'm suffering. I put my servant in your arms. Now that she knows she's pregnant, she despises me. So she's pissed. And Abram's like, it's your servant. Do whatever you want. I don't give a fuck. It's pretty cool. And so then Sarai mistreats Hagar. Hagar runs away.
Hagar.
Hey, girl.
Hagar.
Hagar. So she runs away, and an angel of the Lord finds Hagar near a spring in the desert, and presumably says, hey, girl, and where have you come from? Where are you going? I think that's where Cotton Eye Joe goes.
I think so. I was gonna
where
say
have
that.
you come from, and where are you going? Where have you come from, Cotton Eye Hagar?
Also, shouldn't they know they're angel?
That's a great point. There's so much of that in the early OT where like either the Lord or an angel. It's like, are they feigning? I think a lot of times they're just pretending they don't know. It'd be like the way a parent asks the kid when they already know the answer.
Where have you been?
Where's the cat?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so she's like, I'm running away from Sarai. And the angel says, go back and submit to her. I will give you a bunch of descendants. You're going to have a son. His name's going to be Ishmael. Because the Lord's like, you're good. And also Ishmael will be a wild donkey of a man.
Oh. Is that a blessing?
His hand will be against everyone, and everyone's hand against him. And he will live in hostility toward all his brothers.
So she basically gave birth to Kanye West.
Just stirring up trouble. Also, I love wild donkey of a man, because like, I never think of donkeys as being wild. Like, no. Don't go outside of town. There's wild donkeys out there.
I do imagine a donkey like kicking.
Sure.
But it's not to the seriousness of like a horse kicking you, because that will put you in the hospital. But like a donkey with a little donkey butt is like, no. It's like not really that threatening.
Yeah, it feels like...
And his name is Ishmael. He's like that wild donkey.
So
Ishmael.
Sort of male.
Yeah.
It's male-ish a little
Ishmael.
bit. Yeah, I feel like also a horse's kick radius is way scarier. Like a donkey, you got to be right up on it for it to reach you those little legs.
Yeah.
Wild donkeys, what are they? Are the wolves? Have the wolves not gotten them? That feels like easy pickings.
Yeah. I think they just mean like wild in its temperament.
Yeah, that's totally right.
It's not like they're grazing donkeys. It's just like, this was crazy. Like for no reason.
Those were like the... my herds of donkey grow. And everyone's like, why?
Yeah.
I have over 200 head of ass. And everyone's like, that's not helpful.
See, this is the high thought coming in.
There will be several.
Where did cows come from?
I would say...
Are they descendant of bison?
Oh, are you asking from the good book's perspective or actual evolution?
I'm just asking in general.
I think
anybody can answer it, God or man.
God would say just created on the same day he created all the beasts that walk the earth.
Okay.
Just boom, cows as they are. My guess, and everything we say is uninformed, so don't get mad if I'm wrong, is that humans for many hundreds of thousands, maybe millions of years have been like sort of domesticating, like just hooved animals, and we've just sort of whittled them down to like something that's just meaty as hell and definitely couldn't survive out there, but we can take care of them. So around the time that we were like doing like the farm thing instead of the nomad hunter gatherer thing, however many years ago that was.
Yeah.
But then I think there's a recent super acceleration into like now they got big titties and they're like this big and they only live one day and then they just fall asleep and you can eat them right away. You know what I mean?
That's so fucked up.
The last the shit we have done to cows in like recent history, dude. Like there's probably the cows like they can read, but like the part of their brain that retains the stuff they read is gone or something.
Well, when you have cows, don't they have to like keep them in a state of like fertility or whatever? Like, they have to have a calf to start breastfeeding.
Oh,
and they
so
have
they
to like
keep... Oh, they're always pregnant and stuff. Or having just give birth.
I guess so.
Rough.
Are they? Or do they just like keep milking them so they never stop staying in that state?
Yeah, that's probably right.
I don't know. But it's weird nonetheless. Like, we're not supposed to drink milk.
Yeah, I was just talking about that with Lawrence the other day. I was chugging milk at dinner till I graduated high school. It was normal. Basketball practice, boom, skim milk with whatever we were eating.
Wow.
It's like, that's a lot of milk in retrospect.
Yeah. I never liked milk.
No?
I like cheese.
Yeah. But you see milk and you're like, give it time. You guys are too impatient. That's going to be cheese.
Yeah, it's gonna be good.
It's going to get... Right now, it's like, ugh. It's like the jizz that becomes cheese. Sorry. Okay, so she's gonna have a boy, awesome, and they have Ishmael, the son. Abram was 80 years old when Hagar bore him Ishmael. Now, chapter 17, he was 99 years old. The Lord says, "I'm God Almighty. Ta-da! You're gonna have a bunch of descendants. You will be the father of many nations. So your name is I'm giving you a new name. You were Abram, now you're Abraham, which the footnote says means father of many."
Oh, that's where Abraham comes from.
But it doesn't say what Abram means. So I was like, I wonder if it was like just something random, you know?
Father of none.
It meant no son having ass. Okay, so he's got a new name, Abraham. And you're going to be so fruitful, all these kids, this whole land is yours. And you guys got to have a covenant with me. You're my guy, I'm your guy. He's like, the good news, so many kids, this is going to be your land. It's going to rule. The bad news, we're doing circumcision now. And by now, I mean today. Everybody, you're from your 99-year-old ass to 8 days old, whether born in your house or bought with your money or from a foreigner, they got to be circumcised. That's the sign. Any uncircumcised male will be cut off. So, also, I'm changing your wife's name.
See, these things seem so arbitrary. Like, why do you have to cut my dick and take my wife? Or take her name.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, what? Why?
It's just like, why is that? If I'm Abram, I'm like, I love everything about this. And I'm super committed. Literally anything you need. But why I got my dick off?
Yeah.
There's got to be another way. What if we all shaved our hair?
Yeah.
That's kind of extreme, but it represents, we can rep you in that way. But what you got? Do you feel like you fucked up? Does it feel like there's too much dick? I don't feel like there's too much.
I feel like there's just enough.
I feel like there's barely enough on a good day.
I would like more.
I'm 99. You want me to have kids, and you're giving me less penis. Am I hearing that right?
Yeah.
So, her name's Sarah, said it's Sarai, and she had a bunch of kids. Abram fell face down and laughed. Will a son be born to a man 100 years old? Will she bear a child at the age of 90? Why don't you bless Ishmael, the son who I successfully had with my hot Egyptian staff member? And he's like, sure, I'll bless that one, but your wife, Sarah's going to have a son named Isaac, covenant. It's going to be great. So the next day, Abraham took his son Ishmael, all those born in his household, Bob his money, every male in his household, and circumcised them. What a day that must have been, dude. Because he was rich. He had a bunch of employees.
Everybody had to get...
Every man.
Everybody in the... Oh, my God.
You want to do a scene about that? Of just two guys that are just in the periphery of this, just finding out the news?
Yeah, sure.
I heard they called all heads meeting. What's going on?
They're cutting our dicks off.
What? What are you talking about?
They're cutting our dicks off.
Shut up, dude.
I swear this
You're
is
busting
not...
my balls.
No, I heard it from higher ups.
Who said that?
Keith.
Keith's full of shit.
Keith is full of shit, but he's right about this, I think.
Is it like a punishment?
No, it's just if you want to work here, you got to cut some of your dick off.
Oh, this is the last straw.
It's just the skin, though. It's just like a little bit of the skin.
That's my favorite part.
And no,
that's the creme de la crop.
It's where the sensation comes from.
And it rolls over it. That's more pleasurable.
Yeah.
Without that, we'd have to invent lotion or something.
Yeah.
God, the benefits though, it's tough.
I mean, I don't want to be cast into the outer lands.
No, dude, it was awful.
There's not much going on here except this place.
I just wish this wasn't the catch-22 I was in. Literally, job with good benefits. It's not the wasteland. I'm not gonna get murdered, but I gotta cut my favorite part of my favorite part off.
Yeah, and he's old too. He's the one doing it.
Yeah, he's only gonna have to deal with that for a couple more years. I'm 21, dude.
Wow.
I'm 21. I'm trying to party.
Yeah.
How old are you? I never asked.
I'm 18.
You said I don't believe you. The way you said that, it feels like you're 16 or something. And you're just trying to be cool.
No, I'm 18. I'm definitely 18.
I don't think we should give. I was going to give you a beer to help with, or some whiskey to help with the pain of this procedure, but I don't think you should.
I can drink beer. There's no age to drink beer. You just have to be a man. That's just what it says.
I feel like I'm on your side about this. If you're man enough to get part of your dick cut off, you deserve a beer.
Truly.
Clink. All right, I'm going to race to the end of this so we get to your chapter. That was excellent. Oh, my God. Okay. Everybody gets circumcised on the same day. Then, so you start right at the start of 19 when, the angels show up? Okay, cool. So what happens in 18 basically reiterates what already happens, but this time through 3 angels that are maybe kind of also the Lord. They walk up. Abraham's a nice host, gives them a bunch of food, and the 3 strangers are like, "Where's your wife, Sarah?" And he's like, "In the tent," which is kind of always the answer back then.
Yeah. Where's your wife? Oh, she's somewhere.
Tent or not, those are the 2 types of places you can. We just invented the indoors.
Also, they could just go to the wife, but whatever.
Where's the wife at? They're just eating wings. And they're like, this time next year, she will have a son. Now Sarah was listening at the entrance to the tent. So easy to eavesdrop before walls when it's just flaps. You could listen through flaps.
It's just outside.
It's outside with a little something on it.
Yeah.
It's not inside yet. Mm-hmm. So she laughed. She's like, she thought about her husband's 100-year-old dick and her 90-year-old pussy and was like, not a chance.
And she ran away too?
She just, no. She just laughed.
Okay.
Not left. Laughed.
Oh.
She laughed. She said, fuck that.
I was like, these women are surprisingly ambitious. They're leaving these situations. It's like, okay.
I'm running away from home. No, she laughs. And then the Lord, who's out there with, and she's like, well, how is this going to happen? And then the Lord says to Abraham, why did Sarah laugh? Is anything too hard for the Lord? You're going to have a son. And then Sarah was afraid. So she lied and said, I did not laugh. But he said, yes, you did laugh. And that's how that's actually.
We were just talking about that. Because they know.
They're like, come on.
Yes, you did. Why did you even ask? You know already. You know the answer. You're angels. You know.
Yeah.
What just happened.
This is one of the only times someone's like, and they just double call them out.
Yeah.
I just love, I think in episode 2 or something, my buddy Eric Tetherow he's like, he knows a shit ton about the Bible. And he was like, I cannot wait for the part where it's just really passive aggressive with the Lord, where it's like, I didn't laugh. I'm like, yeah, you did. That's in Genesis.
Yeah.
Okay, so then I'll zoom through the rest of this. Those guys, the 3 guys, they get up to leave, and they look toward Sodom. which is a town where we know Abraham's nephew Lot is living with all of his wealth. That'll be in your story, Lot. And the Lord's like, shall I hide from Abraham what I'm about to do? He's like, he's going to be an important guy. I might as well tell him, hey, I'm going to destroy Sodom and Gomorrah because their sin is so grievous. So we'll see about that. And they take off. And Abraham's talking to the Lord. He's like, hey, what if there's any good people in there? Wait. He's like, time out. We cut our dicks off. Fine. I don't even, like, my nephew lives there. What if we maybe don't wipe them out? Yeah. And then there's this weird segment where he's like, what if there's 50 righteous people? Will you do that? And the Lord's like, no, I will not. And then he does the count. He's like, what if there's 25 righteous people? And he just kind of like prices his right all the way down to 10. He's like, if you find 10 righteous people, will you not wipe out the town? And the Lord's like, fine. If I find 10 righteous people in there, I won't destroy it.
So he was like, this town is so wicked, I bet you can't even find 10. Mm-hmm. Damn. And
at every stage, like, Abraham is basically setting over-unders.
Yeah.
He's like, if I set the over at 10, surely you're going to take the under. He's like, over, dude. I'm telling you. So that brings us to chapter 19. How about, this is actually a pretty good halfway point. You want to do one more little scene to end the half? We'll take a little break, and then we'll dig into your story?
Sure.
What are we thinking? Any scene ideas come to mind? I could think of one if you want.
What's heaven like? Like, before they go on assignments? You know?
Oh, the three strangers? What they were doing before they went off?
Yeah.
I like it.
Okay. Gotta go down today.
Oh, shit, do we?
Mm-hmm. We gotta go down.
Oh, man. I just had an amazing 7-game series of ping pong going, and I'm not tired at all. We really have to go?
Yeah. I was just playing Zappadoo.
What's Zappadoo?
They haven't invented that yet. Just like Pong.
Okay.
It'll be coming up in like 2026.
Oh, okay. That's cool. Have you played Killer Queen? It's like an arcade game.
No.
Really good. It's like two big teams against each other. So if you have a bunch of people
two
in
big teams?
yeah.
It's just two big teenagers?
Yeah, it's you got to be. It's 13 mean. And up, but they got to be big, and then they just.
Quite mean of them.
Yeah, but they get. I mean, we're not gonna have a kid fighting simulator, but teens, they know what they're getting into.
Wow. But yeah, we gotta go down there today. Talk to some guy named Abram.
Okay.
Make him cut some of his dick off.
I feel like I always have the bad missions. That's such shitty news to deliver, dude.
I know. You know, you're one of the last people to be hired, first to be sent down to cut human dicks off.
And you have to sort of like nose to the grindstone, do the shitty stuff, and then you work your way up to the point where you're like, clearly I don't have to do any more because I've been here long enough, which sucks because everyone's been here for eternity. So I feel like there's not a lot of room for...
We were all at the same time-ish.
That would be my one complaint about being an angel of the Lord Most High is there's not a lot of room for advancement. And I feel like that was kind of why that one guy left.
Yeah. I don't want to say I miss him.
He was nice. Fun.
He was cute.
He was definitely bad, but like there's a place for a bad boy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He was a cute bad boy. We loved him.
But now it's just like all we got is Gabriel, Archangel, whatever.
Narc, dude. Boring narc.
I'm narc. I don't want to go to hell because it's like...
No, obviously not.
That'd be crazy.
And the rent is nuts.
I don't want my skin to like be on the outside of my, intestines weird. I don't want goat eyes.
Oh, goat eyes are scary. I hate goat eyes.
That's crazy.
The weird when it's like almost like a little like
it's sideways.
Ugh.
And they blink weird and they do crazy things.
What do you mean? The eyes?
Goats
in general. Like what?
Like, well, first of all, they eat like crazy stuff, like 10. But there's like goats that like will like sit there and like put their heads in fire, and they'll just like go back and forth into the fire. And their face will be burning, and they'll just be like, "Yeah."
that is demonic. No wonder
that is demonic.
That makes so much sense. There's actually a ton of goat imagery with like demons. I feel like that actually explains a lot. If they're just willingly like kind of just pre-cooking themselves because they're also a little delicious.
Yeah. I've had a little goat before, but like
little singe.
They're just like
they're searing themselves.
And they'll be bleeding. Look it up.
All right, well, we got to go tell Abraham to cut his dick off.
Okay.
We'll be right back.
Oh, come on.